My name is Alexia B. Martinez. I'm going over Rhizomes by Gilles, Deleuze, and Felix Guattari in their book, 1,000 Plateaus, Capitalism and Schizophrenia. The program that I'll be using today is Prezi, which is a presentation software that allows a motionful, creative platform to present ideas. Moving forward, we'll be talking about Deleuze and Guattari. That is Gilles Deleuze and Felix Guattari, who are French philosophers who have collaborated on multiple works. They are post-structuralists and postmodern thinkers who are opposed to hierarchical structure and believe that everything is in a constant state of change. Following their philosophical concept, Deleuze and Guattari purposely wrote 1,000 Plateaus, Capitalism, Schizophrenia like a rhizome. For those who have read the chapter, it is evident that it is a mess, which truly segues into the key meaning of what a rhizome is. Deleuze and Guattari define rhizomes in a multiplicity amount of ways, pun intended. The best representation of a rhizome is through the ever-growing, interconnected, subterranean, non-structured roots. That's right. The connection is not related on the surface level, but connected beneath the surface in ways that would not have been otherwise. However, rhizomes do not have a central root system as commonly seen in a tree where the roots from the tree trunk spread out. Historically, people have assimilated into this format of thinking based on the idea of hierarchy, binary, categories, and so on. Deleuze and Guattari encourages others to break away from the sedentary point of thinking. But rhizomes have no beginning or end. Spare some time to think about the complex multiplicity of the internet, how a site can be stemmed from one to another, and so forth. A search engine such as Wikipedia.com can be entered from any point and continuously grow with no ending or beginning. As mentioned in the text, quote, "It's not easy to see things in the middle. Rather than looking down on them from above or up at them from below, or from left to right or right to left, try it. You'll see that everything changes." Rhizomes contain multiple multiplicities. Rhizomes are in a state of becoming. There is no destination, just a continuous sporadic journey that bounces everywhere. It is constantly moving and changing, often territorializing and re-territorializing. It is developing an egg-signifying rupture, which means that rhizomes can break off and start back up again with the old root or develop new ones. Deleuze and Guattari describes 6 principles of the rhizome that helps the rhizome figure out that it is not so much of a thing, but a process. Now, first, let's go into 1 and 2, which is about connectivity and heterogeneity. A rhizome can be connected to anything because there's no entrance or exit. There is no fixed point. Contrary to today's hierarchy, it is unstructured. Take, for example, this image that I have provided of the pyramid, which can be commonly seen in textbooks and education, further pushing this hierarchy. Deleuze and Guattari encourages others to break away from this way of thinking as it is ingrained into our way of thought. Principle 3 talks about multiplicity. A rhizome shares an element with all of its connections. However, not everything relates back to the rhizome. For example, a tree has a trunk that drives the stems outward, but if you were to trace it back, it would lead back to the trunk. Rhizomes do not have this system. They are not arborescent. Rhizomes carry theoretical lines of connected dimensions that do not carry beginnings, endings, subject, nor object. Principle 4 is about a rhizome's rupture. A rhizome can be disrupted and fractured at any point, but it can be repaired either on its old connection or build a new one. This is similar to a crabgrass that has no top or bottom but can grow in any direction before and after rupture. Principle 5 and 6 are about a rhizome's cartography and declumania. A rhizome has no structure but resembles a map where it can be manipulated and have multiple entries and exits. And if you think about a map, it truly does not have a starting point. To sum the theory, Deleuze-Guattari provides its framework that questions the hierarchical power structure that is heavily ingrained into history. Rhizomes allowed multiple undefined entry and exit points. As opposed to the arborescent tree structure, rhizomes strongly resemble crabgrass. Rhizomes have no structure. It has no beginning, no ending, no object, nor subject. It has an asignifying rupture where rhizomes can be broken off and start back up all over again. Rhizomes provide scholars the tools of reevaluation as it tears down the hierarchical power structure that is heavily influenced in life. Now let's go ahead and take a step back and use the internet as a prime example of what a rhizome is and how it goes against the hierarchical power.